Namo. I haven't done any videos on new books in my library in quite some time, so I thought this video and the next few videos would be on the latest entries in my library. Today I'm going to talk about this book, Īśopaniṣad, an English commentary by Nithin Sridhar. Many of you would know him already. He's the chief curator of the Advaita Academy, and he's famous for his book Menstruation Across Cultures, which was well received. Writes mainly on religion, culture, and social and political issues. This book is by Subbu Publications, 200 pages. How many pages? 191 pages. Priced at rupees 350. There are many commentaries on the Īśopaniṣad, as you know. Professor Madhav Deshpande, in one of his interviews, mentioned that he knows as many as 40 commentaries on the Īśopaniṣad. In fact, the very first word of this Upanishad, Īśāvasyam, is interpreted differently. If you look at the commentary by Swami Madhvacharya, the founder of the Dvaita Vedanta, then it is a compound, Īśāvasyam. And if you look at other commentaries, it is two words, Īśā separate and Vasyam separate. So a lot of difference of opinions, and this book is written from an Advaita perspective, cites many works in the Advaita tradition, including the Viveka Chudamani or the Gaudapada Karika and so on. The book is in two parts. The first part is text, translation, and verse by verse commentary. So in this part, the author presents each verse, the word for word translation, the meaning, and his analysis. The strongest part of this verse for verse translation is actually the analysis, where he explains the concepts in a lucid manner and with citations from other works. There's also a summary and references at the end of each mantra, which are quite useful, for example, from the Tattva Bodha or from the Viveka Chudamani. So the author refers many sources. One improvement the book can make is in the word for word translation, which have some mistakes. Since the book is for the layperson, not the scholarly reader, I think the author focused more on explaining the concepts, and the word for word translations. For this, a book that you can refer is the Īśopaniṣad, a commentary by Swami Lokeshwarananda. It's published by Ramakrishna Math. So I'd recommend reading this book with that book for the word for word translations, and this book for the analysis and summary. So all the mantras are explained. The context is also given, as Adi Shankaracharya does in his commentary before every mantra. Nithin has done it after the mantra, which is a small difference. Then you have the second part, which I found to be the strong part of the book, which is unraveling the philosophy of the text. It is here where the author presents the theme of the Upanishad, presents many other concepts related to Sanatana Dharma, Nivritti Marga, Pravritti Marga. Quite a few pages are devoted to Pravritti Marga. For example, the author has covered the 41 samskaras, which are mentioned in various Griha Sutras and other works. So he looks at on pages 148, 149, he gives a list of 41 samskaras, 14 samskaras from pre-birth till the wedding, Panchamahayajnas, 21 yajnas, and Antyeshti samskara. And each is described in detail. So the Pravritti Marg is very well explained. Quite a few references, for example, from the multiple Griha Sutras, from Manusmriti, from Adi Shankaracharya's commentaries, and so on. So a very well researched book. And the second part is useful for scholars as well as laypersons. So that's about Īśopaniṣad. I think one of the pages where I was reading about, so for example, how he has explained Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, the Purusharthas, on page 104. So explains Satya, Asteya, ahimsa, shauch in a very lucid manner. A person who's not familiar with the Upanishadic text, this is a good book to begin with. There are many other books on the Īśopaniṣad. This can be a starting book for English readers. For readers who can read Hindi or Sanskrit, I always recommend a Sanskrit commentary or a translation in one's mother tongue or in another Indian language before you have to read a book in English. So this book is for the layperson, for the English language reader. It's written from the Advaita Vedanta perspective, so keep that in mind, because there are many commentaries on the Īśopaniṣad, each explaining the Upanishad as per their own school of thought. So Īśopaniṣad by Nithin Sridhar, that's the book. If you like to read works in English and you want to know more about Īśopaniṣad and its philosophy, you can go for this book. As I mentioned, there are a few mistakes in the word-for-word translations, for which I would recommend the work by Swami Lokeshwarananda, which is available on archive. And there's also another good work. It's a paper, probably an unpublished paper. It's Īśopaniṣad word-for-word translation with transliteration and grammatical notes. That's by Stephanie Simos, which can also be used with this book to read and understand the text better. For those who want to read about the Īśopaniṣad in Hindi, there's this book from Gita Press, which is with the Shankar Bhashya, and this book has the 9 Upanishads, including the Īśopaniṣad, with the Shankar Bhashya and the Hindi translation of the Shankar Bhashya, and that's done in a manner like this. So you have the Sanskrit commentary on one side and the Hindi commentary on the other side. So that's another book I have on the Īśopaniṣad. There's a commentary by Vedanta Deshikacharya, there's a commentary by Baladeva Vidyabhushana. There are other commentaries from various schools of thought which are available online on archive. I have another book on the Īśopaniṣad, which is the Sri Raghava Kripa Bhashyam. This has a commentary in Sanskrit and Hindi. So that was about this book by Nithin Sridhar, Īśopaniṣad, an English commentary. And I'll cover the other books which I've recently acquired in my future videos. Namo.